Because you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished. Because we got each other. And,
look the fuck alive. Mind Don't Matters podcast. We back in the fucking building. Missed y'all. Hey, it's been a while since we heard from y'all, but I got a special surprise for y'all today because once again we're doing a 2-man show. But instead of me and Dre the Peace God again, we have the return.
I'm back, and I'm better than ever.
Have you missed me? Have you missed me?
The voice you are hearing is none other than my brother and co-host, the man who rides 2 horses. No, good to see you, brother. How the fuck are you doing today, sir?
Oh, man. It's good to be back. I'm doing fucking fantastic.
We missed you last episode. We was talking about co-worker situationships.
Yeah, no.
I know you would have had a hell of a lot to say about that situation. How you feel like the episode turned out?
Bro, I absolutely would have had so much shit to say, but the episode was fire. Shout out to you. Shout out to Peace God.
Thank you.
The episode was dope.
Thank you. And how the hell have you been? How's your mental health? You know we got to do a mental health check. Scale of 1 to 10, where you at with it right now?
I'm at a solid 7.5.
7.5 is not bad at all.
7.5. It could be higher, but it could also be lower. But I'm in a good space. Space.
Okay. Me, I'm still at where the fuck I was at, yo. I'm at like a 9.6, 9.7. I'm riding the high. I told you in private, and I told the world last week that I'm waiting on some news. I'm waiting to hear back. I submitted everything I had to do on my end, but if things go the way I hope they go, then it's going to be a life changer. And I can't wait to share it with the people that listen to the show. And yeah, man, we back, and I'm happy. You doing pretty good. So we're doing a little bit of a rebrand here.
Yes.
We reconfiguring the furniture here at Mind Don't Matters podcast. Now, most people who listen to our show from season 1 know that we was heavily invested in conversations around mental health.
This is a fact.
And this is a super important thing that we don't stray too far away from that fact because it's something that's near and dear to all of us. But we did feel that from the realm of entertainment, from the realm of being personable, from the realm of just coming up with things that are relatable to people who listen to our show, looking at our data, looking at our feedback, a lot of people like when we talk about relationships, love, and sex.
Who knew?
You know, it's just a thing, you know, and, you know, it's a lot of places out there that have, you know, conversations in that space, and that's fine. But let's keep it a bean, though. A lot of those conversations are a little bit convoluted, and they're not really real about lived experiences. They just going off like what the culture says or what's trending.
Yeah.
We've always kept it real on the show. And don't you think we could give like certain perspectives to that realm of love and sex that most other people aren't keeping it real with? Don't you feel that way?
Firsthand. No, you got to be authentic, first of all. Like, if you're not authentic and you're not yourself, then what are you doing? Yeah. So, you know, here on Mind Don't Matters, we're going to keep it 100%. And your boy NOV is probably going to keep it more than 100%. You know, there's a chance we might get, you know, strike banned or something. I'm just giving you the heads up.
Yeah, we don't mind. Whatever.
But, you know, we here for y'all. Y'all here for us.
So the thing that we thought would be interesting for those who are listening is we want to talk about relationships. We want to talk about love. We want to talk about sex. We want to talk about marriage. We want to talk about real stuff between men and women. But we thought it'd be clever since everybody that's on the show has an affinity for movies, music, you know, things that's going on in culture, that we use old movies, TV shows, music, cultural references to kind of use those as the template and foundation for having conversations about particular topic that's going on with you in relationships today. You know what I mean? So,
yes,
we're going to use movies as the catalyst to talk about today's topic, which is going to be TMI, too much information. But before we get into that, we also want to dip our toe into talking about what the hell is going on in this world. Because we got a feeling that this fucking episode is going to be messy as shit. And since it's going to be messy, it's a whole bunch of messy ass fucking shit going on in the world right now.
It's messy shit going on right now.
I opened up my Twitter because Lord knows I've been loving Twitter for the last couple months. I don't know what the hell's going on. But when you're following the right fucking people, Twitter can be very, very entertaining.
That's a fact.
So, we're a show that like to talk about relationships, and I can't help it, being somebody on the Mono Matters crew, to pay attention to stuff that's going on in people's love lives. I'm a little bit nosy when it comes to that right now. It's an interest of mine. Don't kill me. But Nove, have you heard what the fuck has been going on Good Morning America? Wholesome Morning Americana TV. These motherfuckers is doing the wild shit in the shadows.
Hey, man.
So in case y'all haven't heard, two Good Morning America hosts, one by the name of TJ Holmes, the man, and Amy Wallback, have been engaged in an affair, because both of them are currently married, though they both say they're separated from their spouses. They got into a little bit of an entanglement.
A work entanglement.
Yeah.
A work relationship.
Who would have had that conversation?
Well, goddamn it. I did make it onto the show.
Refer back to our previous episode when we talked about this very thing. But yeah, apparently they've been involved in this little fling or affair for the last 2 or 3 years. They started getting very, very close. A lot of people that's at the job knew what the hell was going on, but nobody said anything. Apparently the dude that's in the situation, this ain't his first time dipping into the payroll, bro.
Wow. Because
he had an affair, a quiet affair with a producer that's on the show for a couple of years before that. And the rumors is that his wife found out about the affair and they were still in the midst of trying to fix that situation. And then, bam, she get hit with this shit. Oh, you had an affair with another woman.
So he got caught twice?
He got caught twice. And you want to know what's so funny, Jay? I want to get your reaction to this. Because you might not have heard this a little bit. You might not have heard of this a little bit. The person he having an affair with now, Amy, he met her through the chick he was having an affair with the first time. They all work in the same building, but the two women that he had affairs with were actually friends.
Wow.
They was actually friends with each other. And they both confided in her about the affair.
So wait, both of the friends confided to the wife about the...
No.
Wait, yeah. It's a lot of pieces.
The guy is having an affair with the producer of the show.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And he got caught.
He wound up getting caught.
All right, sloppy.
Throughout that process that he was having the affair, in post-affair, he was confiding in this woman that he's having an affair with now, which is the person who he had the affair with's friend. So the woman originally in the affair, the producer, is friends with the person that he's having an affair with now.
So all the while he was having an affair with the producer, got caught up, going through that. He decides to then confide to her friend about said affair. Now, I have a question. Which affair are you talking about exactly? Are you, you got a lot going on, buddy. Hey, man, things ain't working out with me and your friend. What's wrong? Well, funny thing is, I got this wife and shit, she kind of found out. How do you...
Yeah, it's like... and then you partake in that. It's sort of like, you know what? You have no... That just goes to show, the compass for morality when it comes to monogamy is so... broken that it's just like whatever, man. You knew this man was dirty to begin with, and you decided to get dirty with him regardless. So anyway, somebody's spouse, whether or not it was her or the husband, they wound up hiring a private investigator to spy on him. They've been training to run a marathon for the last couple months. They've been getting real close, spending some extra time with each other. But the private investigator followed them up to this cabin or a vacation or whatever it is, and they was He was slapping ass. They got photos of them being flirtatious and all hugged up and all this other good stuff at the bar and things of that nature. So now both their spouses have to wake up to this fucking news. So the husband of the girl that's involved in the affair is scrubbing all his social media of all pictures of her.
Of course. No, you got to go into like fire protocol. Like, all right.
It's weird.
Fuck it. Now everything burns. But that's fucked up. Like, so this man not only got caught up with the producer that his wife found out about the first time, decides to stick his toe back in. It's like, you know what? Might as well double the fuck down.
I mean, it worked the first time. Why not go again?
Might as well double the fuck down. So, oh man,
here's the funny shit about the whole situation, though. Anybody listening to the show, you probably got your phone in your hand somewhere. I want you to look up this man's actual wife and then look up the pictures to the woman that he had the affair with. If this ain't a classic example that when dudes cheat on you, that they don't care if it's a lateral move, an elevation move, a downward move.
Nah,
it don't even matter, bro.
It's definitely a down. It's you know what? And I've always...
His wife was good looking as hell. Yeah. She's an attorney and she is chief of staff at Rock Nation for Jay-Z.
Exactly.
Why?
But you know what? If we're going to play devil's advocate, you know the saying.
What?
Behind every good woman is a man that's tired of fucking that good woman.
I mean, even Beyonce got cheated on when it's all said and done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was a messy situation. When I caught wind of that, I was like, what happens? I mean, it happens. People have affairs. It is what it is.
You know.
But when I saw that they was unapologetic about it, when I saw that, this is the second time getting caught, I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, man, like, they just want to be happy.
Yeah, follow your feelings, man.
You know, man. Speaking of messy. So, you know, since we're on Twitter, you know, shout out to homie E Musk. What up?
Elon was good. Send a check.
You know, I was perusing and, you know, I've gotten to the point now where I see Kanye tweets and I'll be like, you know what, man, that's just Kanye being Kanye. But, you know, he went on a little bit of a rant not too long ago, but then he decided to do what we like to call the chef's kiss. On top of his rant, he's like, oh, by the way, in case y'all didn't know, I caught this guy with my wife.
And who was that guy?
CP3.
For those out there who do not watch basketball and don't know who CP3 is or who do not watch State Farm commercials, CP3 is none other than future Hall of Famer Chris Paul.
A.K.A. Cliff Paul.
A.K.A. Cliff Paul. It might have been Cliff Paul that cheated. I have no idea.
You never know. I mean, they're identical. You don't know.
Did he have glasses and a mustache or nah?
Never know.
Chris Paul, and I'm pretty sure his wife had to wake up to Kanye being Kanye.
Yeah.
Yo, can I just say something right quick?
Yeah.
Fuck Kanye.
Wow.
Fuck Kanye.
Wow. That's
and I was going to come into the conversation because I knew we wasn't going to talk about it ahead of time.
Shit.
I was going to ask you, when did you stop fucking with Kanye? But that would be me insinuating that I know you stopped fucking with Kanye.
Nah, I stopped fucking with Kanye when you know, he said, you know, he's said a few things, you know, like slavery was a choice, or he was running for president, or, you know, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Let me tell you when I stopped fucking with Kanye out there, America. I stopped fucking with Kanye when he made that comment about Wiz Khalifa's child. That's important that I state that fact. Why? Because Kanye has said some wild ass fucking shit over the years.
All right, what did he say about Wiz Khalifa's child for those that don't know?
Let me set this up, though.
All right.
He has said some wild shit over the years, both political, personal, or whatever.
That's a fact.
He has been single-handedly, as far as people with influence in media, have been single-handedly in our lifetime the most messiest motherfucker of all time. He would say some shit, and I would still ride for this dude like he was a fucking drunk uncle at the cookout. Like, you know what? That's just Kanye being Kanye. He's still invited to the cookout. I don't care, and it don't got nothing to do with me. I don't know the whole truth. But, like, he went at Jay-Z and Beyonce, people that he considered friends and family. That was tacky, but I said, you know what? I don't know what happened there. Cool. But let me tell you something, man. Maybe it's me being a stepfather or whatever it is. But Kanye put a tweet out. I think it was like 2009. It might have been 2010. But he put out a tweet essentially taking credit for Amber Rose's fame. There would be no Amber Rose if it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So by association, the only reason why Wiz Khalifa, that you are with Amber Rose, is because I created her. And he sends out the tweet. Late at night, I remember like it was fucking yesterday because I screenshotted it, bro. That's when I was heavy on Twitter back in the day.
Damn.
He says, I own your child. So Wiz Khalifa.
That's wild. You can't
I
say
own your child, bro.
How do you say some shit like that?
How do you say some shit like that and still be breathing like regularly?
I mean,
a fight has to ensue somewhere there. Like war has to be impacted on your side somewhere.
Well, I mean, we operate off different rules. Like, we operate off of it's on site.
Yes.
There's no more. Ain't gonna be no conversation. It's not a lot of necessary dialogue necessary after that. But just for the record. All right, 2009, this happened, right?
At or around there.
All right. Was Black and Yellow popping then?
No. This is well after the Wiz Khalifa hype machine had died down. He was just
So there's plenty of space and I don't know. I don't. Hey man.
Wiz Khalifa was definitely not like an A-list celebrity at the time.
So he could have afforded a time.
Oh, he definitely could have afforded.
By no means are we promoting or saying. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, we're not promoting violence.
I'm just saying. But there was time for it.
It would have been valid.
He would have had time today.
Yeah, I would have understood.
All right, I understand.
So the fact that he said that about Wiz Khalifa's kid, ever since then, I've always been looking at Kanye kind of like, yeah, there's something wrong here.
That's a little tacky. Yeah.
Let's just quickly go down the timeline right quick. How this shit started to, right now, Kanye West is suspended from Twitter by Elon Musk based on him making remarks and actually posting anti-Semitic stuff like a swastika that was merged with the Star of David. And he had also said some other things on top of the Chris Paul allegations. I think from everything I read, as far as what the media outlets are saying, or people who have inside information, quote unquote, is that it's not true that Chris Paul and Kim Kardashian cheated while Kanye was with her. But who knows? I really don't care. But it's just a messiness for me, bro. But let's run down the ways. Paris Fashion Week, October 3rd. That's when Kanye hit us with the White Lives Matter shirt.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Then he gets locked out of Instagram.
Damn.
For saying that he was posting anti-Semitic stuff, and he was saying that Diddy was controlled by Jews.
Yeah,
posting text messages between the two of them. He then got suspended on Twitter for 48 hours. A day after that, he then had the Tucker Carlson interview when he went on Fox News talking about how
George Floyd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then he just had a recent interview with Alex Jones on InfoWars. You know how he Hitler's not so bad.
Hitler's not so bad. I'm a Nazi. He did some good things.
You think he still got a MySpace? Think he got Facebook? Where's he at right now? Foursquare?
He might be on Tumblr when it's all said and done.
Ooh, I heard they've been vying 15 seconds. You can't get in trouble in 15 seconds.
Kanye, is he invited to the cookout going forward or no?
Nah, man.
Sorry, bro.
Nah.
Somebody
not our cookout.
Nah.
You could go to the one where they got raisins and, they put, breadcrumbs on macaroni.
Somebody got to bring you your plate. You ain't invited to the cookout no more. He's so tacky because it's like, I'll be the first to admit I've always shitted on the Kardashians. I kind of felt like there was like a danger to the culture, if you will, and shit. And I kind of feel like, you built your fame off a sex tape,
and off the backs of black people.
I'm not so sure I believe that anymore. But I would just say this though: when it's all said and done, she is the wife. I mean, she is the mother of your children. I think I got 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
3 or 4.
So,
what is it? North, south, east? No,
Midwest.
I don't know.
I think it's like North, Chicago, Saint, and Psalms.
Who's like picking these names at the hospital?
Kanye, clearly.
Like,
well, yo, at the end of the day, though, however you feel about Kim Kardashian, how she got her level of fame in the entire family, she is the mother of your children.
Yeah.
Why would you do her like that, dude? Like, why would you really, like, even with her relationship with, like, Pete Davidson and stuff like that, why would you drag her like this? Let's say the Chris Paul thing was true. Why would you do that? Let's say it wasn't true. You made it up as a lie. Why the fuck would you do that?
Well, you know the saying, hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, so it then becomes a question of why Kanye shouldn't be invited to the cookout. Why are you hurt, bro?
Well, I think
who hurts you?
Well, I mean, I feel like ever since his mom passed, he hasn't been the same.
God rest his soul.
I mean, so we can go there, and then we could just look at every romantic interaction he's had, and it's just felt like, outside looking in, it's always felt like, you're Kanye. You don't have to pretend to be anybody else. You're you. That should be fucking enough.
Yeah.
But with Amber Rose, I felt like he was trying to put on a front like he wasn't. It didn't fit. And with Kim, it just felt like, for the first time I looked at Kanye, I'm like, oh, you mean Kim Kardashian's husband? Like, you got to that point. Like,
that's funny.
You're a parody of yourself, and you did it to yourself. So it's like, you know what? He said something before where he was like, he had the interview on 60 Minutes with, I can't remember exactly which interview it was, when he was the one before Alex Jones, where he was like, how much money you make? You should listen to me then.
Oh, yeah, I forgot what he was on.
But I think he reached a point where he seriously thought, like, with this level of fame and fortune, I can do whatever the fuck I want. And to a small degree, might have been right. But there is an expiration on that, especially for people like us, like with this pigment. Like, they ain't only going to let you push the ball so far, bro. Like, you got to know that. And I feel like he kind of lost that.
I think every leader that has ever come out of our community has known that you only could go but so far by yourself.
Exactly. And
I think the thing that makes Kanye so hard to support is the fact that he totally bucks that idea that he needs any of us.
Oh, he says it all the time. I don't need y'all.
You know what I mean? But we also know that the level of fame and notoriety that you arrived at is solely off our support, though. Like, Kanye, if you really think about it, like, I love Jay-Z. I think he's the greatest rapper of all time. That's just my opinion. I feel like Michael Jackson is the greatest entertainer of all time. But when you talk about influence, I don't think there's ever going to be anybody's as influential as Kanye. When you talk about touching music, fashion, and then maybe even some other areas that we ain't even thinking about when in regards to when Kanye was Kanye, you felt connected to a celebrity, especially who was a musician, unlike this you did with any other musician that hit superstardom before. So Jay-Z became a superstar, but I couldn't connect with him unless I've been through like his life.
Yeah.
When Kanye reached superstardom, we all felt like we had reached superstardom, yo.
Yeah.
Like, I really vibe with your songs, like Jesus Walks or Being Broke or getting on a spaceship and getting the fuck out of work. You know what I'm saying? The
like,
bullshit ass part-time job at Staples. So like, I get it. But like, for you to know that you brought all of us along with you, you really fucking dropped us off, yo. You really did drop us off for real. Like, and that shit kind of hurts. It really stings for real.
I mean, the scariest thing about it is if you go back through Kanye West's catalog when he was, you know, our Kanye, I separate them. I have our Kanye and their Kanye.
And their Kanye?
Their Kanye. And you listen to a lot of things he used to say, like, you know, as soon as he get on, he gonna leave his ass for a white girl. Like, he did that to himself. And a lot of the times you look at, like, you know, when you look around your band of brothers ain't brothers, like, it's crazy how many people started, like, leaving your side and, like, disassociating themselves with you just based off what you're saying. And it's like, damn, bro, you did this shit to yourself. I hate to see you go through it. I hope you get better. Shout out Kanye.
Yeah. Well, to that point of hoping that he gets better, we would be remiss if we didn't mention the fact that Kanye West, as far as we know, has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
Or at least he was being treated for it. So I wish him well in that regard. But my man, like, whoa.
That's some wild shit.
I read on Twitter that somebody said that Elon Musk suspending him from Twitter was almost like an act of compassion. Like, yo, I need you to kind of like we were friends. I'm gonna shut you off for your, like, I'm taking your, taking the card.
Yeah, sometimes
I'm taking your car keys. You can't drive home tonight.
You know what it is? It's the person at the bar that's had a little bit too much to drink. I'm not giving you your keys.
And the bartender recognizes it, like, yo,
I'm not giving you your keys, bro. Like,
I'm doing this for us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I kind of get that. So if he is struggling with that, I hope that he has friends and family around him that can kind of help him navigate some of the stuff that he's going to. He seems to me like a man who feels very alone. But I'm pretty sure, given what we know about him and the people that have been around him in the past, that he can reach out to way more resources than we ever could. So we wish him the best, but in the meantime, please shut the fuck up.
I have a sidebar, actually.
Yeah.
A crazy sidebar. Anybody out there in the tri-state area, you know, if you want a good paying job, you know, 6 figures, you know, Mayor of New York is actually hiring people 120 to 170K to get rid of rats.
That's a fact.
I don't know how dedicated you are for this 6 figures, but yeah, let's go kill some splinters, you know.
Could you see me being a rat exterminator?
I'm a cat, not a rat. I chase rats.
All right, based on what I know about you.
Knowing what you know about me. Could you see me?
I think you would go in with the purest intentions, and it would all unravel in like 30 seconds.
Tell me the shit you understand. I walk into the job interview for rat exterminator, and I ask, can I have a flamethrower?
Oh, yeah. I need something that's as far distance away from the actual threat as possible. Like, if this involves me actually getting in and, like, getting dirty and...
Like close quarters?
I'm not doing that shit.
Do I gotta look a rat in the eye?
Like,
Nah.
Is there a chance it might jump on me? Oh, no.
Nah, we straight.
No.
They come out in the daytime? Nah, I'm good.
Nah, I'm good.
So, yeah. But, anyway, we talked about a lot of mess so far already. In our rebranding aspirations, we thought it'd be a great idea to take references from movies, music, and culture.
Yeah.
And we love movies. That's one of the things that we grew up on, that we've always talked about. And I got to give you your flowers on this. When it comes to your catalog of being an encyclopedia for music and movies,
It's actually pretty impressive.
you are fucking pretty good, bro. I thought I was good, but you could bring up like dates. You remember like scenes I don't even remember. So I said, yo, it'd be perfect to start this off with my bro Nove, this first episode. We're going to be doing a film breakdown and rewatch of the 1999 black romance drama comedy movie, The Best Man, starring Lorenz Tate, Nia Long, and Morris Chestnut.
Lorenz Tate?
Oh, shit.
Lorenz Tate ain't in this goddamn movie.
Wait, what? You said Lorenz Tate ain't in the movie?
No, Lorenz Tate ain't in the movie.
Oh.
Tay
funny.
Diggs is.
Funny you mentioned that.
Oh. What
Funny
you
you
got?
mentioned that.
What you got over there?
I didn't bring up Lorenz Tate for no reason.
Oh, shit. What you got?
Did you know the role of Harper was originally supposed to go to Lorenz Tate, and he turned it down, bro?
You know what?
He turned it down for reasons that he felt the character Harper in the movie Best Man was too closely similar to his character in Love Jones, who was a poet versus being an author. The love interest being Nia Long.
Also,
It would have felt too familiar for him. So he made the professional decision, like, you know what? I'm going to do y'all a favor and just say, I don't think this is going to be right. So he actually turned it down.
Wow.
I threw the Lorenz Tate in there just to see if you would catch it. But yeah, that's the reason why.
Yo, that's actually a fucking... I did not know that. There you go. See?
So that's a fun fact that I found out while watching that movie. Movie came out in 1999.
It was a good year.
Starred Tay Diggs, Morris Chestnut, Nia Long, amongst others, Terrence Howard. Another fun fact is that was Regina Hall's acting debut.
Was it?
Yeah, that was the first movie she was ever in.
Wow.
She did not know how to dance. She was not a stripper. She had no moves. She learned one move. She went to a person that managed strippers or some shit like that. Got a little quick lesson the day before, and then shot the scene the next day. So if you watch the movie over, you'll see she's doing the same move over and over again.
God bless you, Regina Hall. You did wonderfully.
No yams at all. No juice.
Listen.
But she was sexy in the face.
Listen, all booties matter.
Hella face card.
All booties matter.
I can't say that all booties matter, sir. I cannot latch on to that ideology.
Oh, man.
Ass matters when you're in that profession.
That's damn.
But anywho, movie came out in 1999, directed by Malcolm Lee, who is, fun fact, the cousin to Spike Lee.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually a 40 Acres and a Mule production. Yeah,
nice.
So yeah, they're cousins. Why was the movie important at the time? 1999. Up until then, we've only seen black romance movies, black movies in general, not really going to the upper middle class or middle class, like successful.
Yeah.
So this is the first movie we saw like blacks like doing well and navigating
successful.
The whole thing about love and shit like that. Because up until then, we got what, like Dead Presidents, and we got Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, New Jack City,
Colors.
Yeah, we got all type of movies like that. So we had yet to have seen like us thriving and also having to deal with the whole dynamic of love and family building and things of that nature. So the movie was kind of groundbreaking in that way. I think the closest movie we got to that was maybe like Poetic Justice, but even them, they was all struggling.
Yeah, Chi-Town.
Yeah, so movie was really, really on time, and the movie left a little bit of a lasting impression in the black community just because it portrayed us in a different light that we hadn't seen before, which was people who appeared to be setting their finances and healthy, just trying to navigate emotions rather than having the environment be the thing that navigates their emotions. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I would say our first impressions, because we both had to rewatch this movie. I know I definitely did because I didn't watch it with clear eyes the first time I saw it. My first initial thoughts on rewatch. This fucking movie was messy as shit, yo. I'm thinking like, okay, there's certain things that I know is going to happen in this movie. And maybe me being an adult and being through shit in real life, maybe I'm taking shit a little bit too personally. But damn it, Jay. No, tell me when you was watching this fucking movie that you ain't think to yourself, this is some of the messiest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Bruh. I think when we had to talk off air, I remember I told you, I was like, yo, I had to rewatch it because I remember seeing it for the first time, and I remember seeing it with child eyes, as I would call it. Like, you know, you don't have to go through the responsibilities of what they're going through. So it's like, it's just a love movie. It's dope. Man, looking at that shit now, I was like, yo. You know when you watch a movie and you think you know who the hero is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you think you like see somebody like, oh, okay, well, this is clearly the guy I'm rooting for. I was really looking like, yo, I don't know who the fuck to root for in this.
There's a main character in the film. I can rock with this person. And then you realize, maybe I can't.
I can't, yo.
So, all right, just a quick little brief summary for people who may not have seen the movie. And if you haven't, you must not be following us on Instagram. Please go to Mind On Matters Instagram and follow us. We are at Mind On Matters. And we asked in one of our posts, like, hey, yo, rewatch the movie so you can watch it along with us.
Yes.
Right? So just a quick summary of the movie. We got this guy, Harper, who is an author.
Yes.
Right? He is coming back home. He is about to attend one of his best friend's wedding. He's the best man in the wedding. Mm-hmm. He's in a relationship which seems healthy for 2 years with Sanaa Lathan's character,
aka Robin.
Mm-hmm. They're getting along very well, but early on in the movie, you kind of get this idea that he's having some kind of commitment issues.
Yeah.
So she might bring up the issue of love or forever, and he kind of shies away from going too far into it.
Yeah.
Early on in the movie, they had a scene in the bathtub when she's like, "Oh man, I could do this forever." And he's like, "Huh? Huh? What you mean you could do this forever?" Like, you could tell that there's something here. She's like, "Yo, relax, just chill the fuck out. I'm just saying, I like spending time with you, and I love you. I know you love me too." And that was my first clue. Like, my man got some issues going on because he couldn't say it back. He couldn't say like, "I love you."
All right, so I've been in a situation like this before, and it's not exactly I can't say it back. It might be I'm in the transitional period of my feelings, and I don't know exactly. I know it's more than like, but I don't know if it's love yet. But you haven't shown me anything where I shouldn't be able to say it. But I don't know if I can say it offhand without forcing it.
It's the weird feeling of feeling the feeling, but not wanting to declare it. Because by declaring it, you would now validate that to that person.
Exactly.
And they might be operating under a different rule set now that you said that shit out loud.
Yeah. It's like in that scene that you're talking about, like he said, it's a lot of things that's more complicated than that. And she said, it's not complicated to me.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Yeah, it's like,
that's enough for me.
You know, at some point, it's like being on the same wavelength is really, really important when you're dealing with people and when you're dealing with relationships. Like the pacing, the timing, like you and step is so important because what'll happen is you might be thinking, you know, this is great, roses and rainbows forever.
Yeah.
And she might be thinking, nah, rings and, you know, like
rings and things.
Yeah, rings and things. We need to set some things up.
Yeah.
And I mean, even though you both have the same intentions in mind, it's a clear difference between one and another.
I think this is a perfect example of unresolved feelings. And a lot of times, both men and women go through it. But I feel like we as men, especially if you have had women in the past who made memorable marks on you, you get attached to those feelings.
Yes. Yes, you do.
By saying I love you, or will you marry me to the woman that you're with, you're essentially saying to yourself, like, I'm deading all of those feelings that I have for something greater than the feelings I'm having currently.
Exactly.
I'm putting all that shit to the side because, bitch, all I see is you right now.
Some unresolved issues, or as his book is titled, Unfinished Business.
Unfinished Business, which is a perfect segue to the fact that, so obviously Harper's got some issues with fully declaring himself committed to Robin. They've been in a 2-year relationship. So far, she appears to have keys to the apartment, so they are doing well.
Well, I think initially what happened was her stove broke or something. So, you know, it's like
she came over the crib.
Yeah, of course.
She was already there when he got there, though. So
yeah, of course.
She also got a key.
I mean, if I'm allowing you to stay over, I'm not just going to let you wait out there with the doorman. And I mean, being where he ain't even got the doorman. So
my point being that they serious.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
But like we said, Harper is an author.
Yes.
And Harper just released his, I think if I'm remembering correctly, his second book. I think he released a book prior to this one, and then this one is actually hitting because Oprah got a hold of it.
Oprah wanted.
Oprah Winfrey had read the book, and she wanted the book to be a part of the discussion for her book club.
Book of the month or something like that, right?
Something of the sort.
Yeah.
Probably what it was. And whenever Oprah put her name on your shit, as far as a book is concerned, you about to blow up. You about to be crazy.
You know what time it is.
So he's feeling the excitement. He's sharing it with his girl, Robin, or whatever. But as the movie goes along, we're starting to get this sense that this particular book in question might be less of a fictional story of love and more of a clandestine recounting of previous emotions in our man Harper's past, except he just changed character names so he doesn't have to give himself away. So Harper is on his way to one of his best friend's wedding. He's going to be the best man. However, by arriving back home, he's going to run into somebody from his past that he has some feelings for, which is Nia Long's character, Jordan. And they went to college together, and him and Jordan had some goddamn chemistry, didn't they?
You know who Jordan is, man? Jordan is the one that got away, but it's not really the one that got away. It's the one that really kind of never was, but had a chance to be. Jordan is probably the purest form of when people say, why can't it all be so simple? That's what that is. Like that's what Jordan was, just at the wrong time.
I think I feel a different way.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later, but think about every fucking thing we know about Jordan.
Okay. All right.
So
Got you.
I'm going to table that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this, though. I think Jordan can be looked at more along the lines of this. You say the one that got away, or maybe right person, wrong time. I look at Jordan as the one that got away because it was the right chemistry at the right time. And this is something that some of y'all out there need to hear. Just because you got chemistry with somebody doesn't mean that y'all lives align.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Just because you got chemistry with somebody does not mean that y'all lives align.
Man.
We'll see what type of time that Jordan is on later on. But to say, oh, she should have been the one. She should have been Harper's wife by now. And that she like all good and clear and pure.
Nah.
Not so much.
I wouldn't say that.
All right. So anyway, Harper's going back home. He's about to be the best man in his friend's wedding. However, a couple people back home got a hold of the book, early copy. And when some of the homies start reading the books, they start saying, this character here reminds me a whole lot of this person. And this character right here reminds me a whole lot of that person. And matter of fact, that situation right there reminds me of a situation I know a little bit about. People start connecting the dots and realizing that Harper's book, Unfinished Business, was a dramatization of what actually occurred in real life while they all was in college together. So that creates some issues when you start connecting who is who in the book and realizing who screwed who. So now we got a problem.
To all future writers out there, this is why a lot of times in writing, they tell you not to do your best to disassociate yourself from characters, main characters, using likenesses and all of that, because stuff like this can happen. And, you know, you can't really control your creative spaces and how you're feeling sometimes. So sometimes you need to stay away from that. In other words, come up with some shit. Don't make some shit about your life, man. Shit gets messy. But we digress.
So Harper is going back home. He finally runs into his old homies. He's got Quentin, who is the quintessential pimp, player, ladies' man, the seducer. You got Merch, who is somebody who's well grounded. Seems like he does a lot of work in the community. I think he has like a urban youth development program that he's involved in. Instead of taking a job that's more high profile and high paying, he likes to stay in the community. And he's also involved in a relationship with somebody who's kind of controlling and kind of a red flag all over the place. This chick Shelby. And you also have Lance, who is the big shot football player, husband to be, got the wife of his dreams, and everything is about to be clear. Things take a little bit of a turn when people who are reading the book realize that one of the characters in the book is actually Lance's soon-to-be wife, Mia.
Miss Mia.
And that Mia in the book had sex with the character that is more than likely actually Harper.
Yeah, I can see how that could pose a problem.
So people start drawing the lines and saying, and I think Jordan pointed it out first.
Yes.
Oh, in the book, this character and this character hooked up, and you are him, and she is her. you and Mia hooked up. Harper and Mia had sex in college.
Then had the nerve to dedicate the book to them.
Yes. Yo, this movie is messy as fuck.
Yo.
I forgot about that point. He dedicated the book to the couple that's getting married.
Do you
A sloppy shop.
That's yo. That's like, yo. I'm gonna dedicate this bed to my brother, in which I did something scandalous as fuck with somebody he knows on it, but yeah, it's yours.
Yo, the shit is tacky on so many different levels.
Treachery.
It's so messy. I'm having a hard time figuring out where we should start to dissect this movie. But I think it's more important that we start the movie dissecting it from the perspective of Harper and Jordan.
Okay, we can start.
Because they have the biggest undertone when it comes to the movie is concerned. So if you're sticking with us, make sure you subscribe, make sure you rate, make sure you comment and share the podcast. It definitely helps us out and gets more people to have eyeballs on our show. We're trying to be a big thing, and we hope you enjoy the rebranding process that we're going through. So, bam. Harper arrives back in town for the wedding. Everybody knows that when he sees Jordan, the person that he had this chemistry and fling with back in college, that it's going to be a little bit of a thing. It's been a while since Harper and Jordan have seen each other. I think it's been like a year since they hung out or had any words with each other. But instantly, once we see Harper and Jordan on screen with one another, automatically you could tell the tension is there.
Oh, yeah.
It's emotional, it's sexual, it's thick.
It's palpable.
It's palpable. You can cut it with a knife, as they say. Mm-hmm. You can definitely tell that there's definitely some tension in between these two that has probably not been an itch that probably hasn't been scratched yet.
Absolutely.
The homie Merch is on to it. He could kind of sense it, like it's something going on between y'all two or whatever. We then learned that Harper and Jordan in college definitely started down the road to some intimacy physically and emotionally, but they pulled back for whatever reasons. They got interrupted or whatever.
You know what? That's happened to me, though. Like, you've been in a situation where the mood was right. And, you know, fellas, ladies, I know y'all can both vouch for this. Like, when the mood is right and the mood is set, the mood is right and the mood is set.
It is.
Until it's fucking not.
Yeah.
And when it's not, that's it. You can't recreate that moment. It's over. Like, yeah, damn. All you can sit there and say is,
I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
But as we'll learn later, some people try again. All right. So essentially we got Harper and we got Jordan. They mixing it up. They catching up. They getting ready to be involved in a wedding in a major way. Cause like we said, Harper is the best man. Jordan. And I believe Jordan is the best woman for Mia. If she's not the best, maid of honor.
Maid of honor, or one of the brides women.
She the main one though.
Yeah.
Because when it come time to get shit done for the wedding, she's like, I'll take care of this stuff. Yeah. All right. So they're on that lane.
Yeah.
Let's break down the whole relationship dynamic between Harper and Jordan. Harper's in a 2-year, which seems to be committed relationship already. Jordan appears to be single and still very, 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 very horny.
Yes.
Hasn't had none in about 6 months, I think she says. And here's this man that she had chemistry with in college showing up. What the hell's going on in her head?
Now, wait. You also had to add the super duper caveat that I peeped from the beginning that made me think initially, like, you know, don't meet your heroes. If you're Harper, right? Mm-hmm. You're in a 2-year relationship with this wonderful woman. Why would you tell her to come Sunday?
Clearly. You have intentions. You already got intentions on your head.
Just saying. It didn't. When I first heard it, when they were in the car and she was like, yeah, I'm still going to come Sunday. I want you to have time with your boys. I was like, Sunday? It's got to be at least Thursday right now. That's 3 days. That's 72 hours. And you already know there is somebody at this wedding party who you already perceive as a threat. And I'm going to let you come on. Nah, that shit don't add up.
But let's give Harper's girl some credit, though, because she kind of addressed it in the car a little bit. So she had brought up the name, Kendall.
Yeah.
In the book.
Yeah.
Is that such and such? That's Jordan, right? So she kind of knew, like, in her head, like, this is somebody I got to worry about once I get there. Maybe she didn't connect the dots enough to be on some shit like, oh, while you're there early, that y'all might be spending a lot of time with each other. But she probably just rested on the fact that she probably felt like if she went with him early, she'd be in the way.
Yeah,
so whatever.
But shout out to the scumbag that is Harper. Like, you're jealous of a fictional character. No, nigga. She know.
Does this bring up a different conversation about platonic friendships that needs to be had and how they really don't really be existing?
Oh man, you know my opinions on this. I've stated in the past. I believe platonic friendships. Honestly serve a purpose until a certain age. Mm-hmm. And I say that because at no point have I intentionally gone out to make a platonic friendship after 16, maybe. It's never been like, hey, how you doing? I want to be a friend.
Yeah, no.
But now there are some caveats to that. Work friends, that happens. Fine. But you have to establish certain rules in place. Like now we've talked about this before in depth. Mm-hmm. When it comes to like platonic friends you're attracted to, that's different.
That don't work out too well.
You can't play that game. You can't even play in that sandbox. Like, yeah, you gotta cut that off. You gotta fake an argument or something. Like, that's not gonna work out. But
I did think the movie was a good example of the fact that you really can't have a platonic friendship without the borders that set up. Like, you know what? If we gonna be platonic friends, like we all gonna be friends. Like you're friends with my wife too. Yeah. You're friends with my girl, or maybe we known each other since yay high. Yeah, and you know my family. Then that may be different. But as far as like just being friends or whatever, clearly there was an attraction between Harper and Jordan.
Oh yeah,
and he felt the need that I don't need to divulge that information to my current girlfriend. So the fact that it was strong enough within him to know that, he had to know that going back home without his girl, that he would set himself up in a position where he was either going to take advantage of this situation to be alone, or that he would have been cool with Jordan either shooting her shot or seeing what happens once they get together and seeing what the chemistry is going to take them. But they clearly had chemistry with each other, and he wanted to investigate that chemistry.
Yeah, there's no way you could
without his girl being around.
Yeah, there's no way you could tell me that he went into it not knowing what could happen at all. Like, there's no degree of naivete. Like, nah, it's certain. There's truth in the saying of there's friends that you need to talk to every day in order to sustain the relationship. Mm-hmm. And then there are friends you can talk to once, twice a year, and you can pick up exactly where you left off.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you have chemistry like that with the opposite sex, that's a hard bond to break. Like that's a threat all the time.
It's really unbreakable.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you. So you kind of got to put yourself in a situation where you just completely remove yourself from that situation. Or unless you have some creative parameters that I haven't thought of.
I was about to say, how would you do that?
I mean, because I just don't see how it could work. You have to figure out something creative. Because so like y'all can never be alone with each other.
Ever.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of a weird space to even call that person your friend. Like, oh, you're my friend, but I gotta shut off a complete side about you while I'm with you or working with you or whatever it is. So it's very tough. Mm. And he probably should have handled the situation a little bit more differently. If I was Harper in that situation, I'm probably acknowledging the fact that I probably still got some strong feelings for Jordan. And I gotta keep that information kind of real with Robin. Like, yo, I don't before we get too serious.
All right, so I have a question for you then.
Yeah.
More so hindsight question, right? Do you feel like if he kept it 100 with Robin from the beginning, she would let him go to that wedding alone?
Knowing what we know about Robin. No.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't think so.
I don't either. I feel like he downplayed the shit out of it.
I think Robin would have definitely shut that shit down. But in Harper's defense, I'm going to say this about Harper. Because, like, we got to give a little bit of respect to the human condition and the human experience and shit like that. I could understand being involved with a good-ass woman, but still having a hole in your heart, a void in your heart for a woman that you might have felt that had got away. I could see how over time you might have lied to yourself a lot about how deeply you felt about your first love. What I'm saying is I think Harper might have been a little bit naive to just how deeply he felt still about Jordan because he has this great girl in Robin.
Well, you know what happens sometimes when you compare your past and your present, something's got to give.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he might be looking at Robin like, yeah, this is eventually going to be my future. But there's some times where every bond isn't the same with everybody. And no matter the time, the length, the distance, whatever, it still plays out the same way. So I can be in a current situation and be completely and utterly happy. But if there is a bond I have with somebody that has yet to be matched, you can't fake that.
No,
and you can't get over that. You just have to accept what it is and allow it to just play its course, however it may play.
Yeah, you got to either let it run its course to get out of your system, or you have to take the brave step in either cutting both parties out and be like, yo, I need to be by myself, or I don't know what the fuck is going on. But either way, you just can't let the thing sit and do what it needs to do.
Yeah.
You got to kind of address it with some parameters set in place. Like, you know what? I know this feeling is true. I know how I feel is true. I need to set some rules for myself of how I'm going to operate on a day-to-day basis.
I got a random question. Do you feel like Nia Long in this movie represents what 2022 women are like now? That boss woman mentality, want it all.
It's hard to say. I can't say that she represents the women today because I really don't know what her values is as far as like relationships is concerned. I don't know how she feels about when stuff gets rough. And
well, based on what we know about her in this movie, Jordan in this movie,
based on what we know about
Jordan in this movie,
yeah, that's what I mean. It's hard to say if she actually wound up with Harper. What would she have treated that relationship like? But I will say this though. She does remind me a lot of women today along the line of, I have absolutely no fucking respect or care about the relationship you in right now. As long as I get what I want. Which clearly manifests itself in a scene where Jordan actually goes to Harper and hits him with a proposition.
Oh, we gotta get to that later. We can't touch on that yet. Can we?
Of course we can.
All right, let's touch on it.
So, at some point in the movie, Jordan goes to Harper before the wedding and says, "Listen, I like you, and I want you, and I'm gonna have you just for the night. I don't know where it's gonna go, but we're gonna experiment and see what the fuck is going on here today." So she gave him an offer that I don't know how he refused it, but he said, "I just want to make love to you. It ain't got to be no strings attached. It's just an itch that got to be scratched." And she left that with him with a kiss.
And that is the way she phrased it too. An itch that has to be scratched.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've heard that saying, but every time I've heard that saying, it's always been a woman saying it. an itch that has to be scratched. Is it really like an itch that has to be scratched? Because if it is, that's fucking horrible. And I am so
nasty.
sorry. I'm so sorry. You know what it's... You ever try to reach for an itch you couldn't scratch?
It's terrible.
You be throwing yourself on the ground, doing all type of wiggle shit. Like,
Anybody.
damn.
But, yeah, so she gives him that offer, and she seals it with a kiss, because obviously she want Harper. Harper gets into a little bit of issue with... Hold on right quick.
Oh, yeah. We yeah.
All right, so before Jordan makes an offer to Harper about them having sex before his girl came back home. I mean, before his girl came into town. We start to get this inclination that Lance, who is the husband-to-be, is reading this book that Harper wrote, and he's starting to piece together a little bit of details about, wait a minute, such and such kind of sounds like me in this book, such and such kind of sounds like Harper in this book, and such kind of sounds like my wife, soon-to-be wife, Mia, in this book. And Harper's character and Mia's character in the book wound up having sex after Lance's character is found out to be sleeping with other women, and she kind of did that as a little bit of get back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She slept with Harper's character.
Which is exactly what was going on in real life at the time.
So that actually wound up being true, and then Lance put the pieces together, and he wound up confronting Harper
Now wait.
about the situation.
Now wait, I have a question. Because this was a pivotal moment. The card game. I don't feel like Lance would even be on that path if it wasn't for Quentin in that card game. Because Lance says some of the most egotistical shit I've ever heard in my life in that card game.
Egotistical in what way?
No, and plus you can't trust these bitches anyway, man. They just as scammers as us niggas, man.
Oh, not all women, player. Not all women.
Oh, so you don't think that Mia's ever got with any other dudes?
I'm the first, the last, and the only.
Really?
Really?
So how do you know this?
Because the pussy curves to my dick, nigga. That's how I know. Besides, I know my little angel, man.
So you mean tell me with all the sticking and moving that you've done, you don't think that Mia's ever tippy-toed out the door on you once?
No.
Quentin, just play. Well, if she did, go out and get a little swerve on. Don't you think she'd be well within her rights? It's karma, baby.
And even in the response he had to her at the moment, even at the response he had to Quentin at the moment, where he asked him an innocent question. Well, what if she did? Don't you think she'd be,
well in her rights too?
And what does he do? He yokes him the fuck up.
He yoked the hell out of him up.
And I'm looking like, ooh.
That's real.
Ooh,
and it wasn't until the second time watching it that I started picking up on the little clues that Quentin was given about Mia ain't the angel that you think she is.
No.
And every time I make a statement like that, Harper looks uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So now we starting to see how Harper was trying to get a hold of Lance's copy of the book.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want him to read any further, especially before the big day.
Nah.
Which was coming up shortly. So, yeah, Lance wound up putting the pieces together and figuring out that Harper and Mia probably did have sex while they was in college after Mia found out that Lance was fucking everybody on campus or whatever. No. And Lance proceeds to beat the shit out of Harper.
Beat the dog shit
and
out
the
of
shit
him.
was sad because there was a whole bunch of grown men around that didn't have the chutzpah to break up that fucking asshole because it was sad. This is a professional athlete beating up on a book writer.
I mean,
author.
Hey, smile, Daddy. It's the bachelor party.
You fucked me up.
Oh, shit. Yo.
What you doing, man?
Fight!
Yo, Larry. Come on, man. Shit. This is a book. Chill, man.
The ass whooping that Lance gave Harper was definitely justified. And if it had went any further than that, it still would have been justified.
It still would have been justified.
Yeah. Now, it had got to a point in that fight where somebody was hanging off the balcony. That's a little bit too far.
That's where he was going to take it.
That's a little bit too far.
That's where it was going to go.
But far be it from me. If I was in that situation, I can't say that the person that wronged me wouldn't have been in the same situation. Only difference between me is if I get to the point of holding you over a balcony,
you're going over.
You're probably going to go down to the caps.
You're going over.
You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I think Terrence Howard's character has some very interesting things to say post finding out. And he was along the lines of like, this ain't gonna change nothing.
Yeah,
like whatever happened will happen. What you know what you're gonna do after this, right? You're gonna get in there tomorrow and you're gonna marry this woman because she's the love of your life. Mm-hmm. That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Lance wound up calling off the wedding in the heat of finding all this information out. Mm-hmm. But now Harper's on Front Street. It's all being found out. He took his ass whooping and shit like that. But tonight is the night that he's supposed to hook up with Jordan.
Yeah, this was a very awkward scene for me.
So he goes over to Jordan's crib. We are in her room as she's getting things ready. I think she got like a charcuterie board or she got some snacks or some shit, hors d'oeuvres.
Came out looking like a whole snack platter.
She in lingerie. She could just put herself on a plate.
Shout out
like
looking
like a goddamn entree. Whew. Looking fine. Answers the door and she's welcomed with Harper being
looking like
lumped the fuck up,
bruised eggplant.
So he was lumped up, had a black eye. So he goes in. She realizes like, yo, we're probably not going to get it in tonight based on your condition and shit like that. She tells him what happened and he spills the beans to her like, yeah, I slept with Mia. I can validate that. Lance found out now.
Now, he also gets mad at Jordan for, had you not taken the book, none of this shit would have fucking happened. They wouldn't have found out before the wedding. Which is true.
Which is true.
But
she has a perfect comeback and saying shit, motherfucker, you wrote the book.
Exactly.
Why the hell would you do that?
Exactly.
You deserved all this.
Yeah.
She had the single-handedly best quote of the movie, in my opinion, though. When she says,
we're peas in a pod, remember?
Maybe if I had the luxury of getting my ass whooped, I could be calm right now. But I have been drinking tequila shots. My hormones are raging out of control. I'm emotional. I'm horny. And I don't want to hear about no goddamn peas. Fuck you. Good night.
All right, so here's the overarching question of the day.
All right.
Are there secrets that should be kept from your partner when you're in a relationship with them?
That's a tough question. All right, so the man in me is going to say, no, I want to know everything. But in just me saying that, I don't want to know everything. No, I don't. Like, there's a reason why people don't ask, like, what's your body count anymore? Partly it's none of my business. the other part is I really don't want to fucking know. So, I think there are places in relationships where certain secrets are like, yeah, I'm not telling you this to hide it. I'm telling you this to protect you.
Yes.
I'm telling you this to absolutely protect you. Trust me on this.
Or you're not telling to protect you.
Yeah, I'm not telling you this to protect you because the ramifications of this are going to be way worse if I tell you. Trust me. Mm-hmm. What about you? What say you?
I feel like there are certain things that should be withheld in relationships. I kind of feel like we tell lies to other people all the time. Mm. We lie to our employers. We lie to people in our family. We lie to our kids. We lie to everybody. I don't feel like your romantic partner should be any different. I get your point though. I feel like there are certain things that you should withhold from your partner if you know it will absolutely destroy them. And if you have any inclination that this is something that you want to have with this person, which is, I want to be able to have a healthy relationship and or marriage with this person post me telling them this. If you feel like it is absolutely impossible and you kind of want to take, let's keep it a bean, the selfish route of not saying anything, but just hanging on to the person themselves, you got to live with that burden forever. Okay. But it really doesn't make any sense for you to make me live with the burden too. And it sounds fucked up, but it's almost like protecting somebody from the truth that will alter their reality so much that you won't even get the same person after they found out. Okay. If that makes sense.
Okay. So now I have to play devil's advocate, which is something I've been hiding up my sleeve. Devil's advocate. Fuck. Devil's advocate is where you have my opinion and you have Optic's opinion. But I know we stated some changes in the beginning. Make no mistake about this. This is still a 3-man show. So, let me pull in, Peace God. Disagree. Feel like you should be able to be 100% honest with the person you're with. Feel like that's the staple of a relationship. Feel like without that absolute honesty that you have with a person, then why would you be with that person? And if you're so scared that your 100% truth would have something or some type of ramification to the point that you can't get back, then why be with that person at all?
That's the perfect point. That's the thing that you have to deal with on a regular basis is that, okay, you got something so bad that you can't tell your partner. Why the fuck would you want to be with them? Or where is your moral compass internally to say, you know what? I'm a shitty individual, or I did some shit so fucked up that I don't feel like I should let this person know this information. But if I don't tell them and I stay with them, can I really live with myself being that type of person? That's when you kind of have to navigate the whole thing of, is the thing that you can't tell your partner or the thing that you have some trepidation about telling your partner something that you did that was a mistake or a choice, number one. And then number two, you have to ask that question, was the thing I did a representation of me making a mistake, or is that who I am truly? If it is who you are truly, I think you kind of owe it to your partner to be on some shit like, okay, this person that I'm being with has no idea that the person that they're with, me, is not the person who they think they are.
Okay.
Versus me saying like, this person that this person is with, me, made a fucking tremendous mistake, and I'm going to be forever sorry, remorseful, and ashamed by it. And going forward, I can be better. What you do is if you do tell that person, The benefits is that you give the opportunity of that person to show that they can be stronger than they think they are, and they can handle that information. You give the person the opportunity to forgive you and not further the blow by lying or being deceitful and having them find out on their own. And you also give the person a little bit of reassurance that, okay, if I do forgive you, I see that you're at least honest about what the fuck you did or what the hell you're beholding from me. The cons, though, may outweigh the pros.
Oh, let's hear the cons.
One is the obvious. You could lose your... Damn.
Yeah.
I lost my bitch.
Yeah, you could.
You could lose your bae if you give out this information.
Okay.
That sucks. Because being lonely, especially in 2022, 2023, that's hard.
Yeah.
So you can lose bae. That's number one. Okay. You can lose your family. That's number two. That's real, real hard. Y'all got kids or whatever. The other thing is you can absolutely destroy somebody. And it ain't just for you. You could destroy somebody for the next person.
All right. So,
you can't tell me that there isn't shit that a woman could do to you personally that you would say, you burnt me so bad that I would never look at any other bitch the same after you. We get cut deep like that.
Yeah.
So you would almost be in a position of, from withholding the information, to say, I'm going to protect your innocence on what you think about the world and not tell you that Santa Claus is not real.
Okay, so the counter to that would be this. And like I said, I've already given my answer. You've already given your answer. I've already chimed in with the, devil's advocate perspective. So the devil's advocate perspective on that would be, I would rather you kill me with the truth than save me with a lie. Because at the end of the day, the truth still gives me a chance to respond truthfully. I take everything you said, whether it's a week, a month, a year, it's truth. So I have to respond and react to truth. That's a fair trade. Now, if it's a lie, I've been reacting and moving with a lie, thinking it's the truth. Now I have to rethink everything you've ever said and put it in the same avenue of, well, how do I know you weren't just protecting my feelings?
Let me ask you a question. Because a nigga been through this situation.
Yeah, I have to.
If anybody that's out there listening, let me ask you this question. You're a man or a woman, fuck it. You're a man or a woman. You 65 years old. You just about to retire. You and your husband or wife got a great pension. Y'all put 4 of y'all kids through college. Y'all got grandkids on the way. Y'all just finished making the last payment on y'all house. Somebody knocks on your front door, hands you an envelope that says, there's some information in this envelope about your partner that is going to change how you feel about them forever. Do you want to open it?
No.
Don't talk to me about no fucking truth, bro.
Nope, I don't.
Let me be ignorantly blissful in the life that I'm living. I think Neo said it on a Breakfast Club interview one time. He's like, you think I wanted somebody to tell me whether or not my wife is cheating on me? Yo, let me be and do what the fuck you got to do in peace. I don't want to know that as long as she not sullying my name out in the streets or some shit. Fucking with people I know locally, da-da-da-da-da, boom, 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 boom. And at first it kind of, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? Boy, you really sit back and think about it? It's on some shit like,
I think it's a hit to you.
Don't fuck up my peace right now, bro. I'd rather be ignorant than be miserable.
Yeah, of course. It's also a shot to your like ego and your pride too. It's a major shock to it. Like, one, don't hand me an envelope telling me something I don't know about my partner. Then to tell me like it's going to change the way I look at that person. It's almost like, yo, you know the work I've done to get to this point I'm at now? Like, you know what? What's that saying? Better to dance with the devil you know than the devil you don't.
For real.
And even though one can say, Well, you don't know the devil you dancing with. I know the representative. And up until now, the motherfucker's been okay. So let's just keep it that way. Don't nobody go over there rocking the boat. Let's just keep it peaceful. Now, devil's advocate is going to say, nah, fuck that. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. Because it's only fair if I've been truthful in myself up until now. You should do the same. Now I have even further questions about what the fuck else you should be hiding. For the record.
But come on, son. Because I know I'm talking to the devil's advocate right now.
I know.
And shit like that. But I'm talking to somebody out there.
Yeah, of course. You're talking to a representative.
So if you have the position of the representative that you have on the show, Nove, please hear this message and hear it clearly. Let me ask you a question. Right? Outside of the whole hand you an envelope, everything's going to change if you open this thing up. What would you do?
Can I take a drink first?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Here's the thing. We are drinking 1738 on the show, by the way. The review is smashing, dashing.
1738.
If you are in a situation where you are having a nice night with a young lady or whatever, it ain't nothing else around, this is a good one right here.
Yeah, man.
This definitely has somebody giving kisses on the forehead.
Frontal lobe kisses.
Giving kisses on the forehead and shit.
Man.
But anywho, let me ask you a question if you have the position of knowing the truth.
Okay.
If you are in a committed relationship, and let's say you north of 5 years in this relationship.
Okay.
Somebody hands you that same envelope. Yo, I got some information in here that's going to change how you think about this person going forward, potentially. Do you want to open it?
North of 5 years?
North of 5 years.
How far north?
Let's say you in a 8-year relationship with a person, and somebody come knock on your door and they give you this envelope.
Yeah, I want to know. Yeah, I want to know.
Without knowing any other details, whether or not y'all married, got kids, whatever. That doesn't matter to you. You want to know if it's 8 years in.
8 years in, I feel like. See, the difference of the proposed that you made before. 65 years in. No, I absolutely don't want to know.
65 years old. But maybe you got 40, 30 years with this person.
I kind of still don't want to know at 65.
Okay.
Like, I'm enjoying the latter part of my life with somebody. I don't want to know. Now, if we're talking about present, 30, fill in the blank, 8 years in, yeah, I might want to know. I might want to know. This might be some shit that can fuck some shit up going forward to have me in a stated position that have me looking like, damn, I wish I knew that.
I'm glad you said that. So here's the wrinkle I'm going to throw into the scenario. They hand you the envelope. They say, if you open this envelope, I am then going to take another envelope with all your dealings and I'm going to give it to your partner. And then they get to open it up. Would you want that opened up as well? Knowing what you know about yourself and how you think you would operate in an 8-year relationship, would you want your partner to read some of the information what the fuck you've been doing in the shadows?
We talk about like 8 years now or 8 years post Nove. Like, you know, when I was out here being a motherfucking...
No, whatever 8 years meant the most as far as you being with this person, not anything you did.
Oh, you talk about 8 years, like just moving forward, committed with whoever I'm with.
Yeah.
They read my file, I read theirs.
Yeah. You read the file of everything I've been doing since we've been together.
Yeah, show me motherfucking Carfax. The fuck?
Oh, so you confident that your shit gonna be so
Bruh,
pristine.
show me the motherfucking Carfax. Put it on the motherfucking table.
So you don't think that your girl might read some shit in your file and be on some shit like, you didn't find anything in mine, but the shit I found in yours, I'm not feeling these DMs, sir.
DMs count.
These text messages that you did late night when we was on that little break.
See, time out. Wait. So,
no, wait.
No, god damn it. Wait, because these are, now you over here playing with semantics.
I'm not playing with semantics.
No, because you're over here pussyfooting with semantics. Here's the shit right now, right? Now, as I propose this, You want to check the DMs? Fine. Cool. Check the DMs. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Here, there, whatever. Ain't no replies, though. No replies. Check the text messages. No fucking replies. None of that either. Because if I'm here, I'm fucking here. Now, as we had to talk off screen when we were relating to characters before, grown me is definitely Lance in the whole situation.
Okay.
Now there was a chance. There was a moment not too long ago where I was Quentin. I was out here strumming the drum. I was out here living this life. That time is over with. If I'm in, I'm in. If I'm out, I'm out. Period. So yeah, pull the file. I dare you. I dare you.
I'm so appalled that you saying this shit. Be quiet. I swear to God, because it's like it ain't a person listening to this show that know you better than me. And
Listen,
it ain't no fucking 8-year stretch that I could see you on.
Damn. Yeah. All right. Time out. All
That
right.
is
Wait.
That's like that you would take the position like, yeah, go ahead and open it. You what? Are you serious? You gonna be on that type of energy and be right over her shoulder like, oh nah, baby, that shit ain't true. That's some bullshit. I don't know where he got that.
I'll be like, go ahead.
I'll be like, stop the nonsense.
I'll be like, go ahead, open it. Wait, not that one.
Stop the nonsense, bro. Stop the nonsense.
You know what?
All I'm saying is this, yo. All I'm saying is this. There is a level, especially when you're in a committed relationship for a period of time, where there has to be some kind of agreement that you make with yourself. Like, you know what? I just rather be ignorantly blissful in this situation and not know too much about my partner. This is why I understand why so many relationships nowadays are coming in with these different parameters that seem crazy as shit. Like polygamy and fucking hot wifing and all this other swinger lifestyle. What?
Hot wife? What the fuck? You saw my face?
You ain't never heard of hot wifing?
No. I need an explanation, bro.
Hot wifing is essentially like, if you ever seen any porn scene where the dude like brings his wife to a hotel room and let like other dudes smash, that's hot wifing. Pretty much passing your wife around to a trusted community and shit. That's hot wifing. Cause she ain't getting what she need in the crib. So it's sort of like, you know what? I know you got an appetite for something else other than me. I'm gonna be the liaison for you and say, okay, you can fuck Jeff.
Nah, there's never gonna be a chance where I'm okay.
I'm just saying, man.
I'm just all right. I'm never gonna be all right.
Motherfuckers that say shit like that is crazy. My only response to that is, yeah, it is crazy, but try monogamy. That shit crazy too.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Okay.
So you got what I'm saying is you got people who are coming to the table in serious relationships, understanding the human condition. Like, yo, you're probably going to fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to fuck up too.
Probably.
Why don't we just be honest as fuck from the rip and let each other know this is what the fuck we probably going to be doing, or this is some shit you're going to have to watch out for. And if you can't take this, this, and this, maybe before we get serious, we just need to cut this shit off. And I respect that.
Okay.
I can't get down with it because I'm a monogamous ass nigga, but I'm just saying.
Okay. All right, so I got a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if you were Lance, you'd be able to forgive Hart? And even further, would you be able to walk down the aisle knowing what you know? Want me to go first?
I want to give a response, but it's going to be uncomfortable.
Woo.
I'm going to give a response, but it's going to be uncomfortable. And I'm banking on you. We got love for each other, bro.
Oh, yeah.
We got love for each other.
For those that don't know, I actually was this man's best man. So, like...
Yes, he was the best man in my...
So, like, we're, like, playing this out, like...
But as an aside, as nothing to do with that situation of you being my best man.
Exactly.
For the interest of transparency, you've actually been in this situation, Nove. So the question is, have you forgiven yourself?
You You know,
you got
funny.
a lot of perspective behind you now.
You know, it's funny. Dre the Peace God asked me about this not too long ago.
Oof. Oof.
I have. It happened at a time when we were very, very young, extremely young. So, I kind of was like,
And by the way, he don't mean me.
nah, I'm not
This
talking.
ain't- this
I'm
ain't me.
not talking about this.
I would have
young
whooped
man.
your ass.
Well, goddamn.
I would have beat the shit out of you, boy.
Okay. Well, you know, we've kind of been in this position ourselves.
Kind of not really.
Kind of, not really, but kind of.
I did.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forgave myself. What did I learn a valuable lesson from that? Absolutely. Did I ever do it after that? Absolutely not. There are lessons you learn.
Holy shit, it's blowing my fucking mind.
You okay?
This shit played out just like the movie.
Yeah.
Hold on, bro.
No, wait. Let me finish.
Hold up.
Let me finish my thought, sir. Please. But yeah, you learn your lessons a lot of the time by the mistakes you make. And until you make those mistakes, you're not really able to fully grasp like certain shit that happens. So I made the mistake back. What year was that? 02? 01, maybe 03, something like that. And to this day, I have yet to stumble upon that mistake again because it's just one of those things where it's just too messy. It's too messy. And other than that, it's just way too many other women out there. Like, you don't have to do that and be that person. So yeah, that's my scumbag moment of the day. Don't judge me.
No judgment here. That was a long time ago. But yeah, the people that was involved, it was actually a wedding after that. So that was very telling, and it kind of goes along with the movie. That's why I was like, oh shit, they actually wound up getting married to each other.
Out.
So that was strange. And the situation that you talking about with us is I actually had a situation with your ex-girlfriend. Y'all wasn't on break though.
Nah,
y'all had actually broken up.
Yeah, it was over
Before I had did whatever or whatever. But I wound up actually being in a relationship with her for a few hours, days. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
maybe a week or two.
But you know,
some shit like that.
The difference was behind that was you actually asked me. I remember you asked me. You was like, "Yo, would you be okay?" And I looked you dead in your face. I was like, I'd be all right with it, but you're gonna regret it. I remember saying that initially, like, "Yo, you're gonna regret it. This bitch is crazy." I remember saying those words.
I can't for the life of me believe that you actually accepted me telling you that like that. But either way, that's neither here nor there. That situation was in the past. But what I did learn about that situation that I can answer your question from that perspective is, no, I wouldn't be able to forgive Harper for what he did. Only because, let me say something, man.
That's tough.
This is like personal experience, but also like just general respect shit. We talk about TMI. If you elect to not disclose information to your partner, that's one thing. But if your partner does wind up finding out, how they find out matters.
Yeah.
That shit hurts.
Yeah.
To have your best man at this point, not your homeboy. You got your best man coming to your wedding.
Who, in fact, is probably your best friend.
Who probably by proxy is your best friend.
Yeah.
Depending on where your relationship is at that time.
Yeah.
To find out that you smashed my wife to be, and that you about to hand me the rings at the wedding.
Oh, God.
You about to give the speech at the reception. After that, and we going before God, essentially, if we get married by a pastor or a reverend. And I got to kind of look at the person who has a sin on their record that is taking part in my wedding.
Nah.
I can't forgive that.
The
bro.
most, like we talked about.
Here's the part that hurt the most. I don't mean to cut you off.
Nah, go ahead. We might have the same one.
Here's the part that hurts the most. and this was one of my takeaways that I wrote down. You got two people involved. Your wife and your best friend since college. One of them motherfuckers should have told you. All right? Neither one of them told you. You had to find out via a book. It's concerned. It ain't no fucking way in hell I could sit up in no goddamn church, look at this woman in her face, and be on some shit like, yes, I'm going to take you for the rest of my life, while the nigga that's standing behind me smashed you.
Yeah.
I just can't do that, bro.
That
you, as my wife, should have told me about this shit before we got married today.
That scene where he was looking at her and he was reading his vows and he had flashes of what they did.
Oh,
I was
God.
like,
you know how traumatic that shit is,
my God.
He's reading his vows.
Oh, my God.
And he's getting flashes in his head of her being giving back shots, bro.
Oh, my God. I looked at that. I was like, I looked at that. And at the time I was looking at it with my girlfriend. I looked at that and I looked at her and I was like, yo, nah, ain't no fucking way.
So you wouldn't be able to forgive either.
Bruh. No, I love you. Right?
I love you to death.
No, I love you. Nah. Nah. I will say this. Like I said, I asked you the question, did Harper deserve that ass whooping? You answered it, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like it was too late.
Agreed.
Like, I mean, first of all, you know me. So, for those that don't know Nove, here's a tidbit and spoiler alert. I don't get upset. I really don't. It goes from calm to immediately off the wall. There's no real in between. So, yeah, that reaction was very, very fucking light. I was just looking at that like, better than me. Like, there's no way after I whoop your ass, you gonna come to me and say, pray with me and think we cool? No, we're not cool, bro. Like, nah.
Pray with me.
We're not cool.
That's wild.
Bro, is there a preacher around?
Let me ask it. All right, so let's ask the big question here.
All right, let's do it.
As far as the movies is concerned.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who had more of an obligation? Who had more of a moral obligation to tell Lance the truth? Mia or Harper?
My boy. Period. Period.
Why?
I feel like if we're going through what Harper and Lance went through, you introduced me to her. You were there and you knew everything. Like, she was in the dark about a lot of shit, which is why we're at where we're at now. You knew every fucking thing. And at any point, you could have picked the time to be like, yo, this happened. I'm sorry. And you let that shit ride and then made a fucking book? Bro, I'm beating your ass. Bro, I'm beating the shit out of you. Like, yo, nah. And then got the nerve to, you got the nerve to dedicate the book to me? Bruh. Bro, man. You'd be lucky if an ass whooping is where this shit stops. Like, yeah. Bro, are you fucking serious? Cut it out. Cut the fuck out.
I feel as your homie, I got more of an obligation to tell you just because I don't mean to alienate any of our female listeners, but I'll just leave it at this. A lot of our female counterparts don't have the same moral code that most men live by. There's certain information that to them might be negligible at best, that to us would be like, as a man, I absolutely feel like you need to know this information
pertinent.
or some
that
shit like that.
Pertinent information.
You might have been in a situation as a listener where you might have seen like one of your homies or family members, significant others, up in somebody's face at the cookout or the party or some DM or comment they made underneath somebody's post, and you might feel like it ain't nothing. We as men, all that shit matters. Like, I need to know what exactly you said or how you was acting while I wasn't looking. Like you was covering me at all times. I feel like the responsibility definitely fell with Harper. Harper should have been the one to address Lance on a situation. But I will say this though. And this is where forgiving gets really, really, really fucking tough. Ah, man. You introduced this dude to her. You kind of introduced them. You knew he was feeling her from day one. And you already knew what type of chick she was. Harper, how could you do that, bro? Like,
that's dirty. That's some dirty shit.
Was there some drugs or liquor involved that I did not know about, that I didn't see in the movie? Like, how could you do that to your homie, bro?
Well, you know the best revenge, you know.
Who would need revenge in that situation?
Mia.
Oh, Mia's position I understand.
Yeah.
But that goes into a whole nother situation of like...
We'll get there.
Oh, you that?
Yeah,
okay.
we gonna get there.
Cool.
We gonna get there.
But yeah, as Harper, like, how could you find yourself in that situation and then call yourself that motherfucker's friend after that?
Oh, I'll say
every
this.
day.
Yeah, I'll say this with no equivocation. Like, the movie itself just put into perspective, like, yo, this nigga Hart was a fucking scumbag.
He's a fucking
scumbag. And then on top of it, like, the way he treated his other people, his other boys and shit was like, bro, you're not better than these niggas. Like, right. Yo, you're worse.
He was giving shit to Merch and Q in the movie as well.
And we're going to speak on Merch and Q in a minute, too. I know this has been mostly Harper, Lance, and Mia and Jordan dominated.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're going to get to that. We're going to get there in a minute because it's some shit there, too. But, yo, the nerve of you not to tell me, but not only do you not tell me, you make a book. And not only do you not make a book, you fucking dedicate the shit to me and my wife who you fucked. Bro.
Listen, man.
Oh, bro.
Listen, man.
Stop. Yo, you know what? Like I said, an ass whooping is the best you could ask for. But
I think it's like a big thing to say too is that I feel like when you do certain shit that's so grimy, the question automatically gets brought up like, how can you live with yourself after that?
Not even.
And I think the way you do that is you gotta like that version of you has to die. I feel like Harper must be so removed from where he was in those moments back in college that he's totally disassociated himself with the transgression that happened. Because it ain't no fucking way I would be able to accept the offer to be your best man at your wedding, knowing that I fucked your wife. You must have forgotten about that shit and forgive yourself. But bro, when you come to me and extend that offer, like, yo, I want you to be the best man. How can I look at you in your face and be able to say like, yes, brother, I accept. How?
Nah, bruh. Nah. Realistically, from a movie perspective, it was great. It was juicy. From a realistic standpoint, the conversation would have went like, ring, ring, ring. Hey, Nove, I'm getting married. I want you to be the best man. Oh, yeah, word. Who you get married to? Mia. Nah, I ain't gonna be available. Straight like that. Nah.
So if you took your devil's advocate cap off and you had to say, yes, that there are certain secrets that should go to the grave in a relationship, how, as the person who is holding the secrets or your secret, how do you navigate and how do you operate on a day-to-day basis as far as, I got this shit that I know I did, that I know will absolutely destroy my partner. How the fuck do you get through loving somebody or loving that person day to day? Really?
I feel like everybody has secrets. We talked about this before too. Like, I feel like everybody has secrets. Everybody has. I've always moved under the spectrum of there's no such thing as 100% transparency. Because if there were, there'd be no need for lies. But there are always lies and there are always arguments at some point. Maybe not at the same time, but over time. So I guess what it comes down to is, how big is the lie and how many people does it touch when it comes down to it? Because if you're lying about, like, we all have the barometer sometimes, and I know somebody out there is going to be like, there's no such thing as a little lie. There's degrees.
Oh, there's fucking definitely degrees.
There's a
lies.
fucking degree in a lie.
For sure.
Like, if you tell me, like, babe, you know, I don't know if you noticed, but I draw on my eyebrows. I kind of figured that out.
It's like, I get it. You always look excited.
You know, exactly. Like, you always look surprised. But if you tell me, like, hey, babe, I have something to tell. All right, yeah, that's a fucking lie we have to get into.
Yeah.
The fuck is this? Like, yeah, there's degrees in lies. And I feel like
there's also multipliers of denying the lie and then getting it found out as well. too.
Now
But
that's
a whole nother discussion.
That is a huge one, because if I have, like, all right, so there's the Judas theory, right? Which is, if I ask you about the same lie 3 times, then it's like, all right, fuck it. Fuck you. Whatever the hell else happens, fuck it.
Yeah.
Because you had multiple opportunities
to tell me, right.
to come and tell me, and you chose not to. You chose to stick to it. Mm-hmm. Fine, stick to it. But change your pace, right? Let's throw in some happy sunshine. Kinda, sorta. Transitioning off of Harp for a little bit. We'll be back to him because, you know, I don't know if anybody notices. We haven't mentioned Robin yet, and this is his supposed girlfriend. But we'll be back there in a minute.
Okay.
Merch.
God damn it, merch. My nigga merch.
Yo, I loved him, yo.
I love merch.
I loved him too. Now, when it comes to merch, if I know we didn't mention who he was with a young woman named Shelby.
Shelby's a piece of work.
Wait. Shelby wasn't really a piece of shit. I mean, if you really break it down,
I said piece of work. I ain't say piece of shit.
I mean, work and, you know, what you doing at work? Shit. What you doing? Shit. At work. I mean, it's the same thing. It goes in hand. It works. It works.
Go ahead.
Works. It works.
Yeah.
So when I look at Shelby and Merck's relationship, it feels very one-sided.
Oh, you think?
Just a little bit. Just a tad. Shelby was, you know what? I'm done protecting people. Let me take these fucking gloves off.
Thank you.
Shelby was too fucking much for Merck.
Well, what?
Yeah, I fucking said it. She was too fucking much for Merch.
Shelby was too much for Merck.
What I mean by that is, there are certain people where your personalities obviously don't match.
Mm-hmm.
Your personalities, the way you go about things, obviously don't match. But yet something keeps you together. And if you have the less dominant personality, you're going to feel some sort of type of way. Mm-hmm. But if you have the more dominant personality, it's not going to be a problem. I feel like Shelby had the more dominant personality.
She did. She turned Merch into a little bit of a simp, unless he was a simp already. But he was a bit of a simp.
A little bit, yeah.
It doesn't take away from the fact that she was an inconsiderate psychopath. So don't give me the she was too much situation. Well, didn't the motherfucker say he was doing like working in the city, working with like kids in the hood and shit like that? She called them like hood rats or some shit. Come on, man.
I don't believe she used that term.
She don't use that word, but she used something along the lines of like, you're dealing with the trash in the hood or something like that. Come on now.
That seems a little bit more accurate than what she said. Yeah.
She's terrible.
Okay.
She's terrible. She's such a good person. Shelby was so much for Merch that she was on his homie at the wedding.
Well,
after they broke up.
Oh, okay. All right. What happened?
They did unofficially break up at the wedding.
Now, why did they unofficially break up?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because Merch did bring the stripper that he met the previous night.
When?
The previous night.
The previous night.
Yeah, the previous night.
So you bought a bitch that you met the previous night.
He bought a stripper that he met the previous night at the bachelor party to the wedding as his guest, and left Shelby on the steps looking dumb as hell like she always looked.
Showed up with Candy.
Yeah, so Candy or Candace, it's a character named Regina Hall, was the new thing. Would you have a wife a stripper?
Yeah. Why not?
What you mean, why not?
Strippers are the most honest women walking the earth.
What do you mean, honest?
Have you ever been to a strip club and not known what you were getting into?
No.
Has a stripper ever presented you with an offer that was outside of what you were expecting?
Has a stripper ever called you daddy?
Yes.
You think you were her father?
Well, I mean, I am a male. I do fit the prototype for that.
Have you ever ran into a stripper that called you daddy, but didn't call another nigga daddy within the same hour?
You know, it's hard to hear in strip clubs. There's a lot of loud music. I don't really pay attention to the outside noise.
Or you could be deaf.
I mean, selective hearing is a thing as well. So I'm fine with that.
Wife a stripper.
Yeah, I would. You want to know why I would?
Not a chance in hell.
You want to know why I would? Like we went to before. And this is where my devil's advocate comes into true form. As real me. You're honest about what you're doing. You know, there's people right now that are that work for government agencies that, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to put nobody out there. But there are people that do a lot less, quote, unquote, but do a lot more. And if I recall correctly, she was only stripping to, ironically, go to school for something.
Yeah, that's cool. I enjoy your endeavors.
Do you?
I'm just asking you whether or not you would wife her.
Yeah.
Like this is my one and only.
Yeah.
So,
would I wife her after one day?
No.
Oh, okay.
It don't matter how long it took. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You've been in a serious relationship before.
Yes.
You've been in serious relationships where you've been in them so long that the romance starts to settle down to domesticated levels. Before,
yes.
Right?
Yes. That's depressing. Yes.
What happens when it gets to domesticated levels and Shorty's like, all right, babe, I'll see you later. I'm about to go to work. Yeah, exactly what I thought.
Wait.
Because you sitting in the crib watching Cinemax and she about to go give a lap dance to daddy.
But at that point, like we talked about before when we're going over that phrase, you know, whenever there's somebody, you know, that one behind every, you know, beautiful woman is a man that's, you know, tired. At that point, I'm probably not even thinking about it if it's been so domesticated to that point. Because what's true for one has to be true for the other. Yes, you give lap dances. Yes, we've been doing this for a while. No, it's probably not going to bother me if you're out there doing that, because if we've reached a point where we're at and it's domesticated and it's dry, guess what I'm doing while you're at work?
What are you doing, Jay?
Reading the Bible like a good boy. What are you doing? Nah, I'm probably getting more than a lap dance if we've reached that point. If we're at that point and we're at that domestic.
Oh, cool. So you're gonna wife some chick that cheat on her. Got you. So
wow. Whoa.
Wasn't that what was expressed to me?
Whoa.
Wasn't that what was expressed to me? You say you're getting more than a lap dance.
Bro,
once you cross the threshold of lap dance, now you talking about lubrication. What are you talking about?
All I know is, man, you out here wearing a wire. You out here trying to
I'm not wearing a wire.
You out here trying to get
I
me
jumped in the pool
tapped.
before we started this podcast.
Listen.
All I'm saying is this. All right, bigger question.
Okay.
Who was messier? Merch and Candace, or Quentin and Shelby hooking up after the wedding, let's say. But they had a scene in the movie where he was putting the garter up her leg. And he was giving her them sweet nothings.
All
Tell me you don't like it. Say you don't like it. She couldn't say a goddamn thing. She said walk off. But they wound up being in each other's bedroom.
Bro.
Same bed next morning. Drawers on.
Wow.
Who's messier?
You know, it's hard to get messier than a motherfucker that kind of unintentionally ended your relationship and ended up fucking the person you just broke up with. It's a little bit hard to come back from.
Yeah.
But with all that being said,
some real truth's got to happen, right?
With all that being said, the balls you have to not only break up with the woman you brought to the wedding,
merch,
but to bring her replacement on the day of. And not only bring her replacement, but bring the stripper that is her replacement the day of.
That is simply the most heartbreaking scene in this movie. And it ain't the whole scene.
God damn.
It's Merch turning around on the church steps and saying, I'm glad you can make it.
Oh, my God.
That's when it dawned on me. Oh, you invited You invited her. I said to myself, Merch, shit. I've been rooting for you, bro. But this is the most tacky shit I've ever seen in my goddamn life. You invited a stripper that you met at a bachelor party the previous night
my God.
To come to a wedding with your girlfriend in attendance that you hadn't broken up with yet. Whoa.
Hey, man.
How did she find an outfit that fast?
Yo, I fucking thought the same thing. I was like, yo, this is very classy.
A stripper with some shit to wear to a wedding the next day. That's amazing.
Man, that was awesome. Damn.
Crazy.
Not only even bigger levels of God level ballsiness, you invited her to a wedding that you knew was off. Before the fact. Well, no, you didn't know the wedding was off until after the fact.
You was under the assumption that it was in limbo.
But you still invited a woman to a wedding which you already had a date to.
That's very tacky.
All right, so let me stir the pot a little bit. Right?
Yeah, because we damn sure haven't gotten into Robin yet.
All right.
Robin, who's Harper's girlfriend in the movie.
Played by Sanaa Lathan. Beautiful Sanaa Lathan.
Fine as hell.
Right. All right, so I pose a question first to the audience, right? Ladies, I have a question, right? You get invited to a wedding by your man, right? Wedding is on Sunday. He's leaving on Thursday, though. Are you letting the man go by himself? That was my first problem with it. Initially, that was my first problem. But she did say, go chill with your friends, have fun. But she was aware of somebody there that fit the profile in which you designed.
Yeah. A romantic interest possibility.
So, that was my first thing. I feel like Robin... Honestly, I feel like Robin got the short end of the stick the whole movie.
You feel like Robin got the short end of the stick due to her naivete, or along the lines of the fact that she just wasn't applying a certain type of pressure and that was costing her and she didn't know it?
I don't feel like Robin was ever naive. I feel like she was misinformed.
Hold on, bro. There's a little level of naivete on her part. If it ain't naivete, it's lack of pressure on her part. Okay. Like you really in a bathtub with a man and you got a key to his apartment and you talking about how you can see yourself forever with this person and that you love this person and this person can't say I love you back. You don't think that shit's a little bit of a red flag? Like, at some point, nigga, what's your intentions with me?
Okay. I can respect that. You're absolutely right about that. The flip side of that coin would be, would you rather me say I love you and not mean it, and then put us in this position that we're in?
No. But it would have been smart on her to require him to have declared
Yes.
his intentions in some way.
Absolutely agree with that.
What are we doing here?
I do agree with that. I feel like Robin's character, from all aspects of looking at it, just wanted some clarity and some footing. Like, what are we doing right now? And even at the wedding, if you saw, like, that scene was a little bit weird to me. I'm your wedding date, yet you're dancing with.
So, bro, I wrote down these messy moments that I saw in the flick, and I said, hold on. And I shit you not, great minds must think alike. The first one I wrote down was Harp and Jordan dancing at the wedding.
That was for me. And this is where you know it's real. Like, as we always like to say on Mind That Matters, we keep it 100%.
Keep it a bean, man.
Like, keep it a bean. Know what I mean? Fuck what I mean. But, yeah, I couldn't foresee a situation in which I would have the balls to do that. Like, yeah, it goes beyond, like, even if we have that sense of bond or whatever, like, it's just straight disrespect at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then not only does Robin see that, but now you leave her to dance with creepy Uncle Skeeter.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, this poor woman. After Harper made like one of the most amazing speeches in the world, which was all bullshit. Cause at that point I'm like, yeah, bruh. But then he looks out in the crowd and she's gone. So I was like, yeah, all right. Yeah, that's a reaction I was expecting.
Right.
But then you double down on it. Like, all right, you know what? She ain't here. Fuck it. Come here, Jordan. Let's dance. Or I gotta talk to you. No, Jordan said I got. Like, no, this isn't the time.
Can't. My girl is here, fool.
This ain't.
He looked around and looked for his girl.
Yo,
he looked for Robin. He didn't see Robin around. He said, all right, fuck it. Let's do this right quick. And then Robin come bring her fine ass around the corner as soon as after that.
And you saw the look on her face like, oh.
Like, okay.
All right.
I felt bad for Robin. But let me tell you something. We talking about Robin. Because I wrote down messy moments, right? Yeah. That was my first one.
Okay.
It fails in comparison to my third one that I wrote down, which is the messiest moment in the whole movie.
Time out. What was the second?
The second one was Quentin seducing Shelby.
Was that really messy, though?
Huh?
Was that really messy?
It was. Just because, unless there was some conversation that we didn't know about off screen to say, all right, go ahead. He should have been under the assumption that, okay, Merch and Shelby was just done earlier today. Yeah. You about to really push up like this the same day without talking to Merch?
All right, so wait. Here's where we've used this word a lot. A lot of people have run from it. I'm going to embrace it. Here's where my toxicity comes into play. It's a wedding reception. Mm-hmm. Sort of like this podcast. I'm a few drinks in.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm thinking about that at this moment. Okay. Considering I caught the whatever. She caught the bouquet. So, it's custom wedding practice that, both participants of the who's going to get married next challenge, participate in such of putting a garter on the woman's leg. It does not say anywhere in the rule book how I have to do that. He was just, if anything, to dispute your point there, sir.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he was acting under what he's been acting as the whole time.
Oh, so you're giving him a pass for him just acting in his nature?
Yes.
The dude had the shit in his hands and elected to put the shit in around his head and put the shit on by mouth.
That was a little bit OD. That was a little bit OD because her toes looked a little weird, but it's all right.
And the level of flirtation he went into with the whole Say you don't like it. Tell me you don't like it.
I mean, did you not see her face?
She obviously liked it.
Yes, she did. She enjoyed herself.
That was your man's girlfriend this morning.
I mean, that was...
You don't operate with a little level of tact and be on some shit like, you know what? There is a lot of other pussy here at this here wedding. I may not need to press so hard on this one right here.
As he so eloquently stated, in which I told Dre the Peace God before the show I was going to say, he did so accurately predict it's about to be an oasis out here.
Oh my God. All right, so cool. So, yeah, like I was saying, Harp and Jordan dancing at the wedding.
Messy.
Was tacky.
Yeah, super messy.
And I thought it was the height of the tackiness of the movie or the messiness of the movie.
Okay. What's number 3?
This motherfucker Harper can't be outdone, bro. He took the most messiest moment of the whole movie and said, you know what? It ain't enough. I gotta do more. I need to make this movie even more messy. I need to make this situation even more messier. Not only am I going to sleep with your soon-to-be wife and not tell you, not only am I going to kiss the chick that I had feelings for and chemistry with back in college.
I mean, technically she kissed him, but yeah, I know where you're going. I got you.
While I got a girl. Not only am I going to dance with said girl while my girl is here.
Yes.
I need to fuck over this nigga Lance one more time. Oh, you getting married today?
All right, yo. Now this is what I hit the fucking roof for. Now,
will you marry me?
God.
How the fuck can you propose to somebody else on somebody else's wedding day?
Yo. Now, I absolutely...
You got to be Kanye West. You got to be the messiest nigga of all time. You Kanye West Jr., bro.
Yo.
Oh my
Now,
God.
at the time of watching this, I was with the missus, and I dead paused the movie, and I was like, yo, there's no fucking way. And she was like, what? I was like, yo, if I'm getting married on my wedding day, and then somebody else proposes at my wedding,
y'all might not. It's gonna be a funeral,
bro,
not a wedding.
You remember the post that came out, or the Instagram came out about a big ass brawl at a wedding?
Yeah,
it would have been that.
Yeah, something like that.
It would have been that.
Something like that.
Like, bro, get the fuck up. What are you doing? You saved that for like later that night when everybody's gone.
Somebody who close to Lance need to get a hold of him and tell him Harper ain't no good friend.
Nah, man.
That motherfucker is a charlatan or whatever the hell they call him, or he is a Benedict Arnold. He is not your friend. You don't do the things he did and get to breathe too much longer after that, or at least breathe the same way.
Nah, that's fucked up.
You really proposing at somebody else's wedding, dude? You at the height of just like disrespect and shit. Fuck your day. I'm about to have my moment.
Like, let's just look at like
he ain't got no ring or nothing.
Like, look at that 24-hour span though. You got your ass whooped, got hung off the balcony, had to beg the groom to like, yo, let's talk this out. Mm-hmm. Then after that, one of the best speeches I've ever heard in my life, because you know, love is when the pieces just fit. We just fit together, which was absolutely great. And it's absolutely a truth. Boys and girls, hold on to that. When you just fit together, that works. But then on top of that, the coup de grace. Mm-hmm. After you dance with the woman that you almost cheated on, the woman that you just proposed to for, will you marry me?
It didn't dawn on me till now that he told her that him and Jordan had got up the previous night.
Yeah.
And she's, oh God.
Yo, shout out to Sanaa Lathan. Shout out to Robin.
God damn it, Robin. You
Jesus,
you got a lot of patience, my love.
Jesus, man.
Lord have mercy. Come on, man.
All right. So to match you, but not, I don't know if I'm going to match that, but so a messy moment I peeped. I don't know if you peeped it. Mia was having a freak out in the room trying to figure out what earrings to wear.
Yeah, pearls and diamonds.
Yeah, Robin walks in. She's trying to talk her off a ledge. It's okay. Who walks in behind Robin? None other than fucking Jordan.
Jordan did.
In which it's the most awkward shit ever, because not only did you not introduce me to Robin, not only do I not know who Jordan is, but now I find out firsthand, oh, so that's who you slept with. That's who you were gonna sleep with. Oh, hi girls. How's everybody doing?
Damn, yo.
What?
I didn't even put that the two together.
What?
One you slept with, one you wanted to sleep with, and the one you're sleeping with now.
Oh, God.
This motherfucker Harper Drake.
Yo, man.
This motherfucker Harper is Drake and Kanye West reincarnate.
Oh, my God. I looked at that scene.
What's that line that Drake got? I just seen my ex-girl looking at my next girl attending to the girl that I'm fucking right now. This nigga Harper Drake, bro, OVO.
He's got an owl somewhere. I know he does. But, yo, that scene there.
Look like an owl.
I was like, yo, what are we doing? Now, not a messy scene, but for all those out there, y'all can play along too. You know, Mind No Matters podcast, mindnomatters.com, Mind No Matters Instagram. Like, follow, subscribe, share.
True.
We all have friends like this. So, as we were talking about before we went on air, everybody has a friend in this group or some similarity of this group. So, all my fellas out there, who's Lance? Who's Harp? Who's Merc? And who's Quinn? And if you don't know exactly where you fit in, more than likely who you can't identify with.
I'll be honest with you. I hope you ain't Merch. I mean, I hope you ain't Harper.
Yeah, we had that discussion today. You said you would be who?
I think I would be Harper. And I based that primarily on the fact that, like, the messiness.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little bit of a messiness. I would have, if I'm being completely transparent, I would have been the motherfucker who would have written the book, not thinking of the consequences of, like, ain't nobody gonna get this shit.
Yeah.
But I need to, as my creative process is going, I need to get this shit out some way, and this is my outlet.
Yeah.
But as far as, like, somebody, like, piecing together the breadcrumbs or whatever, I probably would have been naive to that fact. So that's why I say I vibe with Harper the most if I had to be a character in a movie. But knowing everything I know about Harper, fucking no. I cannot be that nigga, bro. I'm Merch. I'm fucking Merch. I cannot be fucking Harper because I ain't that fucking dirty in the game, bro.
Yeah.
This nigga Merch he's a little bit, he had a little scent for his girl. He wound up standing up to her and shit like that.
Is it really wrong to be a simp for the one you love, though? Or the one you think you love?
See, that's the thing with me. I feel like if I'm in love with you, or I love you, or I'm your man, I automatically, without even a fucking conscious choice, sip into this fucking simp style lifestyle. And I fucking hate it. Because you kind of lose yourself in your identity a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's sort of like you also kind of got to realize, like, whatever woman you with didn't fall in love with a simp.
Facts.
So she probably not going to respect you for it when it's all said and done and shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there is a problem with being a simp in a relationship.
My older years, I've developed into a Lance. I feel like I've developed into a Lance.
Good for you, man. You come a long way.
I have.
Scored a lot of touchdowns.
Yes. But in my younger years, my previous years, I have, gone on notice, a lot of black tape. I was definitely
Quentin.
I was definitely
sure,
Quentin. There was no doubt about it. I was definitely fucking Quentin. And Dre, the Peace God?
Dre, the Peace God was probably...
He was definitely Merch.
He's always been Merch.
He's Merch, bro. He's definitely been
Dre,
Merch.
you've always been Merch, brother.
Hey, man.
We love you, but you've always been Merch.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts, man. Overall theme of the show. I will probably say that my overall feelings about the movie itself was just because you got a vibe with somebody doesn't always mean that you align with somebody. So I would say that, like, you watch this movie, you can't help but see the chemistry between Harper and Jordan.
Yeah.
But anybody who watched that movie would be able to kind of see, like, Robin is fucking dope.
Yeah.
Robin is fucking bad.
Yeah.
Robin seemed like she'd be a good ass catch. Do you really want to give up on that?
Nah.
Just for chemistry? Because a lot of times chemistry is just the fact that you have a connection with somebody that is strong.
Yeah.
But connections don't necessarily, you can connect to bad Wi-Fi. You get what I mean? So it could slow you down when you connect to that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
So it could be corrupted. It could be somebody else on that Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
And the way Harper operated, I don't know. She damn sure could have been checking out other options in the meantime. You get what I mean?
And granted so.
So I would say the overall thing is, like, if you find somebody that you want to be with and everything is right, but you got vibes with somebody else or whatever, you gotta kind of either be brave enough to take the leap to say, you know what, I got unfinished business, no pun intended, with somebody, and I need to investigate this thing, or what I already have is more of an indication of where I'm supposed to be at that time versus the vibe being right with somebody. And a lot of times vibes can be wrong or connections can be wrong.
Yeah.
And I'll also say my backup one to that would be is when it comes to the brotherhood aspect of things, keep it real with your homies, man. Keep it real with your homies at all times, because it could be snakes in the grass and them shit's gonna be real close to the house.
Mm-hmm. My overarching theme on it was I got the vibe, like, love is one of those things where, you know, it travels. Like, love doesn't have a set destination. And your partner or the passenger with you, you know, you're going to go through some things. And what happens through your journey determines how far your journey lasts. Like, there were things that happened between Harper and Robin that, if I remember correctly, she was ready to go. She was ready to leave. And it's crazy how so much turmoil and everything else could come from somebody recollecting on their past. And sometimes it's just best. Sometimes you got to leave the past behind you. And you got to look to what you have now, because a lot of times people get caught up in thinking of past moments, past people, past memories, but they fail to understand the blessing that's in front of them right now.
Gratitude.
Yeah. And you got to be able to see that all the way through. And what you spoke on friendship rings true. Like, you got to keep your circle tight, because there's not a lot of people out there that would do what they did and still be cool to this day. Like, there's a lot of, yeah, you think back real quick, everybody. Think back of who you had in your circle. I know we asked this question before, but really it's a real thing. Like, think back 5 years, 10 years, who was in your circle. And if they still in your circle, keep them. But look at how small that circle has gotten. My circle's so small now, it's not even, it's a dot.
Yeah.
It's a dot with spots. That's all it is.
Polka dots.
So, you know, you got to keep those around you close and just make sure that everybody's moving in unison. And thank God for the times you have.
That's a wrap for us. Mondo Matters. We out. thank you for joining us for another great episode. I had a pleasure. This was fun recording this. This was our first film breakdown. I look forward to doing more in the future. I look forward to the shit even being done even better, and we have more interactive elements to it and shit like that. That shit would be so fucking fun. And shit, we even came up with an idea while we were doing it. Like, maybe we should have like a watch along, like just watch movies with y'all, like via live or something, breaking stuff down. But yeah, I told Dre the Peace Guide that since it's gonna be y'all two's turn to do the episode next time, I'm gonna pick the movie.
Yes, you did say that.
So would you like me to unveil what movie that is going to be now?
I am very curious.
And Dre can find out when he listens to the show.
I am very curious. Dre
the Peace Guide and Nove are going to be breaking down and reviewing Love and Basketball, starring none other than Sanaa Lathan and Omar Epps on the next episode. You can catch on to that next week for a full film breakdown, and you're definitely going to hear Maxwell's A Woman's Worth on that episode. Until next time, we love y'all. Be good to each other. Be peaceful. Don't drink too much. Stay safe. Peace.
Yep.
Classy.